But if they cannot get Andor in that top 3 with 2 hours of a Star Wars property, they've screwed the pooch. I think they're screwed the pooch anyway, with the mere fact that they have to give the audience 2 hours of watch just to get it into the top 3. And I don't even know if they'll get it up there. I mean, they had what, an hour and a half of Daredevil, and they barely made it into the top 10. So I don't know what another half an hour is going to do for them.
Renegade Online.
Gina Carano calls out Lucasfilm. Since y'all were bringing up Star Wars here, Disney over apparent co-opting of "Welcome to the Rebellion's" slogan. Now, this is just, they did this deliberately. Let's be honest. Let's not beat around the bush. On Wednesday, former Mandalorian star Gina Carano noted a striking similarity between the new marketing slogan for Andor Season 2 and one of her own previous tweets. In a post on X, which is this one here, she says, catchy phrase. Do you think they were all sitting in the writer's room thinking, okay, I've got it. It's super original. Just spitballing here, but how about we make our main catchphrase, get ready, Welcome to the Rebellion. You can also get your Welcome to the Rebellion t-shirts from this link, and they've been out for 4 years-ish. Of course, for those of you that don't remember,
wow,
February 12th, 2021. This was quite literally 2 weeks after I got on YouTube. Almost to the day. And there we all were. We all saw what happened. And this is how it started. And from there, we went over and the t-shirts came out. The Welcome to the Rebellion t-shirts. And I guess a pop-up ad came and then it went away. I don't want to claim my 10% off right now. I just want to show people. Here we go. Jay's Welcome to the Rebellion shirts. Hi, I'm Jay, also known as Drunk 3PO. It sounds like he's at a something anonymous meeting.
Yeah.
So this is where all this came from.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's of course, here we are now, and lo and behold, surprise, surprise, Disney is just straight up ripping it off. And this, let me go back here and show the tweet. This is what Gina was referring to. Star Wars post on April 14th, Monday this week, promoting Andor Season 2 at the El Capitan Theater. Remember, Andor Season 1, regardless of what you thought about it, I don't give a damn. If you liked it or you hated it, doesn't matter. It was the lowest rated up until Skeleton Crew, but it was the least watched Disney Plus major IP show, especially for Star Wars. At the time, it undercut. It was way below even the worst Marvel viewership show. Now, since then, we've had Echo and other garbage that nobody watched. Daredevil's probably even worse from what it sounds like. But here we go. Andor Season 2, a show that Disney has spent, according to their own financial returns in the United Kingdom, over $650 million to make. $650 million for 2 seasons of the show. That's Disney's numbers, not Valiant's. Andor Season 2 says, Welcome to the Rebellion. Hell of a coinky-dink.
This show got a lot of credit for something that I don't understand. I have a feeling that this Season 2 isn't going to fare very well. And we'll have to see where we end up with at the end of these numbers. But it'll be a strong indication of where I think Star Wars has gone and where I think the Mandalorian Grogu movie will end up.
Well, I think you're right. I think you're right. And I've had, look, some of the box office professionals out there that have X accounts that we follow each other back and forth and we talk. And I was, they're talking about all the big movies coming out next year. And they mentioned Doomsday and they mentioned Mandalorian and Grogu. And I'm like, I don't think that movie's going to be a real huge hit, or at least not one that and basically I got the, you got to be crazy response. I'm like, no, look at what happened after Mando Season 2. Dude, that was, by the time you realize Luke Skywalker came back at the end of Mando Season 2, that was December 24th. That was like Christmas Eve or something, or right 2 days before Christmas in 2020. That by the time Mandalorian and Grogu comes out, that moment is going to be over 5 years old. And nothing that's happened since then has kept the audience locked in to Star Wars. Nothing. Mando season 3, audience fell off by 50% or more, if memory serves. So there's nothing leading into this. So they're going to have some issues. But in the case of the shows and the spend like they have with Andor season 2, that much money, I mean, $650 million, that's roughly 6 Taylor Sheridan shows. Like 8 episode full seasons that are an hour a piece long.
Oh yeah, and
6 of those.
Paramount's trying to cut his budgets, by the way, just FYI.
Well, yeah. The thing is that he could make 6 shows, and the audience for those would be somewhere to the neighborhood of, if you look at the charts, about 10 times on average what Andor season 1 drew.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
1923 was,
2.8 billion minutes in its finale week.
Yeah, 14 million viewers in the first 7 days.
We showed this chart Sunday. Here it is. I was trying to pull it up.
It's insane. I was like, that's one show. That's one show.
2.8, and that was, again, it's an episodic release. So that was, now granted, I told people the last episode was like an hour and 40 minutes. It was a long final episode.
Yeah, but it's still a 41% increase.
It's still almost 3 billion minutes.
Yeah.
There's Disney. Look, once again, notice what's missing? Daredevil. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit about Daredevil. Nobody's watching Daredevil. The only people watching Daredevil right now are the ones covering it on YouTube, I think.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Yeah, I think Gary was covering it today. It's freaking crazy.
You know the only weeks that Daredevil showed up in the charts? It had 2 weeks in there where they released 2 episodes per. That's the only time it popped up in the charts, when it had more than 1 episode in a week. It's just because the viewership ain't there. So Disney loads the box with extra watch hours or watch available time and pops it up in the chart. Andor, I think, isn't Andor dropping the first, is it 3 episodes?
I think they're doing 3, 3, and 3, I think.
There you go.
Yeah.
3 episodes. 3 episodes. Yeah. Why is Disney doing that? Yeah, check that. I thought they were doing that with Daredevil. Maybe it's Andor I'm thinking of, that was going to release 2 or 3 episodes per week, every week until it's exhausted. But
okay, season 2 will be released in 3 episode batches. Each batch is set in a different year, timeline wise.
Okay, so they're batching them. All right.
Yeah, so each season of Andor is 12 episodes long. So they're going to do it 4 times, I guess. That's nuts.
So they're going to drop 3 episodes in 4 successive weeks, or are we going to have a break of several weeks between each drop of 3?
It looks like they're going to just keep dropping them. Like April 22nd is the first date.
Yeah.
So this is wild. I mean, it's obvious they're trying to get some kind of notice in the ratings.
That's exactly it. Each of those episodes are probably, if I had to guess, Disney episodes are such crap. It's like you never can tell. They could be 30 minutes long. They could be 45 minutes long. They could be an hour. I have a feeling they're releasing 3 episodes. They're probably going to have about 2 hours of content per drop.
That would make sense, because aren't they like 40 minutes a pop?
Roughly. I mean, if they come in at 40 to 45 minutes a pop, you adjust time for people skipping 3 sets of credits at the end, or whatever. But yeah, let's call it 2 hours. Look, here's the point. Streaming originals film, right? If you look at most of this stuff, I mean, if you say like the average film coming out on Netflix or Prime that's new, that's proprietary content, let's say the average film is about 2 hours long. It might be a little bit less. But you get in a really crappy week, like literally nothing new big came out. This is rare that we see the originals film chart like this. That's this week. Okay. But nothing was there. I mean, look, Disney actually managed to chart something this week. Disney Plus, Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Road Trip. Great. It charted because there's literally nothing else out there.
Yeah. Well, and this is another bigger conversation, right? It's
look how well G20 did. I just want to say G20 knocked it out of the park, which I still haven't watched. And should I watch G20 to make fun of it?
It's
I don't
hot
have to go to the.
garbage.
It's. I know, but it's on Amazon Prime. I don't have to go to the theater like I did for Snow White. Should I watch G20?
Why are you inviting pain?
Because I can sit here on my sofa and scream at the TV as loud as I want during it. I couldn't do that during Snow White. At least this could be cathartic. I had half a mind to do it this weekend because it just looked so bad. It's like, it looks so awful that I almost feel like I've got to watch it. I've got to watch it because it just looks so have you watched it?
No, dude. I don't. Nobody could pay me to do that. Nobody.
It's one of those things. I've got like a morbid sense of curiosity about how much this movie
You know
is.
what? You were probably one of those guys watching that phallic rocket take off with the fake astronauts in it.
The 5 chicks that went up there, they didn't even do any laundry.
No,
they didn't do dishes.
They didn't make any
sandwiches.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I was like, well, what's the point?
Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.